I did not want that next song to play. Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's Cheer League match between the usual suspects and Mayhem. This is going to be a Division 1 match here in Cheer League. So this will be a best of one due to it being Division 1. It's only the Pro Division that is 2 out of 3. So the map tonight will be Brax's Holdout. And let's see here. Everyone is in the lobby. Just gotta quickly make sure that everyone is on the right team. Let's see here. Who does willy-nilly need to be switched with? Okay, cool. So I believe we are all good now. And we will get the drafter underway. Let's see. I am unmuted. Okay. Always got to make sure I've unmuted myself. It's a problem I've had in the past. Alright, so draft links are going out, and then we'll get started. This is the first of 3 matches that I'm casting tonight, so very much looking forward to this. Got my water. Hydration, very important when you're casting 3 matches in one night. Which is not a lot, but still hydration very important. Gotta keep those vocal cords all nice and lubricated. Alright, so one more link going out, and then we should be all good to go. Hydration is fun. You are absolutely right about that. By the way, this new draft interface you've done, Super Jova, really coming along well. Really looking nice. It's like every day seeing new improvement with it. So, fine job on that, which we're about to see here right now. So draft links have been given out. Just waiting on both teams to finish writing up. Not seeing any communication or any indication of problems in the lobbies, so I assume everything's all good to go. But you never know. But yeah, lots of little nice details and touch-ups on this. I mean, the text here under the map icon, very nice. Of course, what I like about this drafting site versus Top Drafter, it actually displays the correct map, so that's always nice. You know, for some reason, I think with Top Drafter, you know, the map would be Warhead Junction, and it would show Battlefield of Eternity and stuff like that. Which is weird, because I think Braxis and Battlefield were part of it, or and Warhead were part of it, but just for whatever reason weren't displaying correctly. Plus, Zarya and Samuro are part of this, so that's nice too. So, not totally sure what the holdup is. I have given the links out, not let's try refreshing here. Okay, so the usual suspects has ready up, and we're just waiting on Mayhem to ready up. Could be having some difficulties with Discord or something. Who knows? But we should be good to go here pretty soon. So for anyone joining us late, this is a Division 1 match. It will be best of 1. And that's going to be Brax's Holdout. So this is a map where typically you see a 1 in 4. It is a 2-lane map, so you want to have like a strong soul laner. You want to have like a Thrall or a Zagara or Chen, Rexar. Yeah, and then you have a powerful 4-man squad on the bottom. And this is a map that very heavily rewards sustain. So supports like Malfurion, Ariel. Very, very good on this map. Even Brightwing. So we see first ban Alarak by the usual suspects. Very interesting. It's probably 3 or 4 heroes in the game that are considered OP at the moment. I'm not sure Alarak is one of them. So basically this means the usual suspects, they're probably going to get their pick of either Samuro, Malfurion, Zarya. And Zarya banned out by Mayhem, so the usual suspects are going to be able to pick up Probably Samuro, I would imagine. Which is going to leave Mayhem with probably Malfurion and I don't know. Don't know who else they would go with at that point. But it was kind of the 3 or 4 heroes that are OP at the moment. So interesting. It's going to be Thrall. I don't know how I feel about Thrall. I feel like there's other heroes who I think the usual suspects ought to prioritize much higher than Thrall. Thrall can definitely solo the top lane, but I don't even think he's the best one at doing that. I mean, Rexar, I think, can beat him in lane. Zagara, I think, can beat him in lane. But only ETC picked up for Mayhem and Malfurion. So I like those 2 picks from Mayhem. Yeah, Malfurion is probably the best support in the game at the moment right now. I think you can make an argument for Brightwing on this map. But ETC, he's going to help out some with the healing and the sustain. And if he likes to take stage dive, he can very quickly travel between both beacons. So he can either... what is up with the timer? I don't know. It was counting down yesterday when I was casting. Not sure why it's not now. Hopefully no one's abused that. Hopefully it's actually counting down for everyone else. So hopefully it's just kind of a display issue. Don't know. But Ariel picked up for the usual suspects. Now it's counting down. Huh. Weird. So I like the pickup of Ariel for the usual suspects. She doesn't use mana. So basically, as long as she has someone who's doing consistent damage and feeding her energy, she can put out a lot of healing. And her heals are AoE. So basically, when people are all grouped together, which you would expect on this map, you usually have a group of 4 in the bottom. As long as everyone's all grouped up, she can put out a ton of healing. And Li Ming, I think, pairs fairly decently with her. Li Ming, assuming she's landing her orbs and her magic missiles, can give Ariel big bursts of energy. As far as I know, all of my scripting is disabled here. Let me double check. Yeah, I mean, I think everything's allowed here. So, I don't know. I might have to run this script, I might have to run this draft thing in a different browser in the future. I mean, no script is so weird. Like, even when I have it like turned off completely, like it still kind of runs to some degree. So I don't know. It's a bit of a pain. But Muradin and Carrion banned out by Mayhem and the usual suspects respectively. So when I was talking in the beginning about how Thrall can be beaten out in the lane by certain heroes, pretty sure Chen is one of those, and Chen just picked up for Mayhem. So they're probably going to leave Chen in the top lane, who can just park his large panda self up there, and it's very difficult to get him off the point once he's gotten on there. And Tychus also picked up for Mayhem. I'm not sure how I feel about the Tychus pick. Tychus is usually a counter to Chen and kind of large HP tanks. So Chen already picked up my Mayhem. Muradin already banned out. And ETC I already picked up too. Not the ETC has the biggest health pool, but still is a fairly beefy tank. So this leaves the usual suspects with Johanna for a tank. Maybe Stitches. But Johanna, usually she's good on wave clear maps where you're doing rotations. There is still a good deal of wave clear on this map, especially if you lose the beacon battle. So she can be very good there, but yeah, this isn't a map where you want to do a lot of rotating and clearing the waves, which is really where Johanna shines, but I still think she's very good here. And she is picked up by the usual suspects. And for whatever reason, the timer not Not counting down anymore? I don't know. I assume this is something on my end. So I'll see what I can do. There it goes. Now it's ticking down. I don't... Oh, no script. You're a pain. So Brightwing picked up for the usual suspects. So they're going to go with a double support. So they have Ariel and Brightwing. And those are two that you see paired together fairly often. So you have Brightwing, who can kind of basically do a great job of topping everyone off, but it takes her a while for those heals to fully take effect. Whereas Ariel is more of group burst healing. So you kind of have Ariel, who can kind of prevent... kind of prevents someone from getting bursted out thanks to her burst heals, and then Brightwing can kind of take it from there, so to speak. Kind of get everyone topped off. And Brightwing is also going to provide some much needed CC. So one of the ways you beat Chen is to interrupt his drinking, and Brightwing can do that through polymorphs. But it's going to be Medivh picked up for Mayhem. So they're also kind of going with a double support kind of comp. Very interesting. So both teams going ahead and getting all ready up. So I'm curious to see if Medivh at level 13, if he's going to take Astral Projection. So there's a spot on this map where if you walk above the bottom beacon, you can portal over the wall and go all the way across the boss chasm area. And basically the portal will take you right to the top beacon. So if you're able to secure either the top or bottom beacon, Medivh can basically portal the entire team over to the other one. And it's very, very strong. Alright, but both teams are readied up, and we will get this show on the road. So, for the usual suspects, it is Archimedes on Ariel, DB Smiley on Johanna, Kello on Li Ming, Lorama on Brightwing, and Lorenzo on Thrall. And for Mayhem, it is going to be Bloodbrain on Tychus, Brenathron on ETC, Lazy Panda on Chen, Sick Logic on Medivh, and Willy Nilly on Malfurion. Hydration complete. So I think we're probably going to see Thrall in the top lane along with Chen, which is fairly even. And then going to see a 4-man in the bottom lane with Brightwing, Ariel, Li Ming, and Johanna. Going toe-to-toe with Medivh, Malfurion, Tychus, and ETC. So one of the good things about the draft for the usual suspects, they do have Brightwing. So if they're able to secure control of the bottom beacon, if they're able to get a kill, pretty firmly win control of that, she can phase shift up to Thrall and then turn that 1v1 into a 2v1. But interestingly enough, we're actually seeing Brightwing go into the top lane. So apparently never mind on that strategy. They're going to have Thrall in the 4-man in the bottom, which I think can work. I mean, they still have a support down here. You know, they still have Ariel. So Li Ming trying to... She's a little bit of tower damage right there. Got about 20% of it. Which she does because she's Li Ming. She does a ton of damage even if it is to structures. Big Deb coming in from Johanna, hitting 3. But not going to get too much off of it. And thanks to the tremendous amount of sustain from Ariel, I mean... So far, I mean, they're very much winning this fight down here. I mean, Li Ming just down a little bit of mana, but that's about it. Where's Malfurion? Already very, very low on mana. Going to have to tap very soon. So one of the changes in the fairly recent patch to Malfurion is that basically they increase the mana cost of almost all his abilities. Everything except for Moonfire. So, his ability to sustain has definitely gone down by, I believe, a noticeable amount. Yeah, Malfurion pretty much already out of mana. Whereas in this top lane here, it looks like Chen has been handily winning this lane. You know, we can see a lot of the ammo depleted from these towers, whereas Chen's tower is very pristine. All thanks to the power of the panda. So Brightwing, she can interrupt Chen's drinking, but without her team around, it's very difficult to actually capitalize on that. You know, maybe she can polymorph him in tower range or something, but I do think that's pretty unlikely. I wonder if we'll see a rotation up here at some point by the usual suspects. But hey, assuming they have firm control of the bottom beacon, they may be content to trade that out. People getting awfully low on the side of Mayhem. It looks like Malfurion did have to back, so you know, he is coming back suspiciously very full. But Ariel in a lot of trouble. And, you know, this is one of the problems of Ariel. If her team is on the run, I mean, there's really not much she can do. If her team is on the run, that means they're not attacking. They're not giving her energy, so basically she has no ability to heal whatsoever. Yeah, things can very easily snowball for her negatively. And yeah, you know, if you're on the run, I mean, it's never a good situation, but at least Malfurion, you know, or almost any other healer can at least throw out a Q, use their mana to do some healing, and Chen goes down to Thrall. Chen trying to force the issue a little bit too hard, and it ends up going down to Thrall. So we did see Thrall go up to the top. Wonder if we will see Brightwing go back down bottom, and we will. So ETC in a lot of trouble, but I think he is going to get away. Li Ming going to be unable to secure the kill on him. So, I mean, this is similar to what I mentioned in the beginning. You know, Brightwing, thanks to her global, can instantly turn an even matchup into a favorable matchup for her team. You know, she can instantly show up, turn a 3v3 into a 4v3. Just absolutely turn the tide. So, we did see control of the bottom. We can go over to the usual suspects, but Chen and Medivh, thanks to Brightwing leaving, they knew they had a 2v1 up here, and able to get control of that beacon. So Medivh, like, while not quite a global hero, he... Never mind, because ETC just went down. So, what was I saying about Medivh? Oh, so he's kind of a global hero on this map, because he can turn into a bird, and he can just fly over all this terrain here between the beacons. The distance he has to travel between the beacons is much lower than the others. Meanwhile, Chen in a lot of trouble up here. Going to be forced to retreat. So Thrall, not really in trouble in terms of health, but absolutely no mana. Apparently does not have tap available, and will be hearthing all the way back. So far, a large lead on the beacons for the usual suspects. They do have 60% charged, whereas Mayhem at 0%. But that may be changing shortly here. Chen, I take that back. Chen was not going to wrestle Brightwing off the point, especially when she has Thrall backing her up. I think even Medivh may not be enough to force the two off the point, so we'll see a stalemate for the time being. And Malfurion, once again, getting awfully low on mana. I think people underestimate the amount that the nerfs hurt him. I mean, I've seen many fights, many games since the patch where Malfurion just runs out of mana, like a lot sooner than you would have expected to prior to the nerfs, and it just absolutely turns the fight. Now, once Malfurion runs out of mana, that fight is over, and the enemy team is going to win it. So we see Johanna and Ariel trying to fight over this bottom point. Meanwhile, Medivh goes down in the top lane. Chen in some trouble too, but took the portal that Medivh put down with his dying breath. And while control did go over of the top beacon to the usual suspects, At that same moment, control of the bottom beacon goes over to Mayhem. So, despite the kill on Medivh, no team either able to secure both beacons, but we did see a little bit more of the beacon get charged up for Mayhem. Chen goes down in the top lane. So Throw absolutely winning that lane in the top. He has had some help, but then again, so is Chen. So with the top secured for the usual suspect, they're trying to get the bottom one too. With a 4-on-3, they are going to be able to get this. I mean, it looks like Mayhem doing everything they can to hang on, but just absolutely do not have the sustained power to stay there. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the damage. And they're going to be forced to back off. And finally, the first Zerg wave of the game is going to go for the usual suspects. And fortunately for them, their Zerg wave will be pushing the bottom lane, which the 4-man is, so fortunately for them, they don't have to rotate up to push with their Zerg wave. Which, I mean, now that I think about it, is something that I don't think a lot of people consider on this map. I think if teams were smart, they would probably put their 4-man where their Zerg wave is going to be. Just so if they win the point, they can push with it much, much harder. So we see Mule come down. It's going to try to repair this fort. Maybe buy it a little time. Maybe stop the push power a little bit. But I think this fort going to go down before that Mule gets too terribly much value. And down it goes. We did see everyone rotate down here for the usual suspects, which means they're missing some soak in the top, but that doesn't really matter because now they've hit level 10, so they're now at a decided advantage down here. And without Chen, I mean, we still see Chen up here in the top lane soaking, so they can maybe think about threatening this keep wall. Level 10 still not reached for Mayhem. No, it looks like the usual suspects going to back off. And level 10 picked up for Mayhem. It's like they're thinking about rotating up to try and kill Chen, who I think knows this is coming, trying to back off. I'm not sure he's going to be able to. The polymorph comes out, sundering, condemn, and Chen going to go down. For a second there, I thought he was going to be able to get out of that, but with 800 ults coming out, I think it was just sundering. He's going to get, it looks like plus shield was used too, but definitely worth it to secure that kill. So with him down, the usual suspect's going to start stealing some camps. So they have stolen the fire bats from Mayhem. Going to take down this top fort wall, which is going to go down no problem, but Mayhem decides that's okay because we're going to answer right back. We are going to threaten your bottom fort, and with only Li Ming defending this, I think they're going to get the entire fort. But meanwhile, Aegis comes out on the Thrall, going to save him. And it looks like this is going to be a big win for Mayhem. They get the bottom fort and manage to defend their top fort successfully. And most importantly, the well is still up, which means they still have some sustain power when it comes to this top beacon. So we see a big invasion going on down here at the fire bats. That's going to be a 3-for-none trade for Mayhem. Johanna in a bit of trouble, going to get out of there. Can't say the same for Li Ming though. She ends up going down. So big strong invasion there by Mayhem. And just like that, they're right back in this game. They take the lead in terms of kills. Or no, I can't count. 5-5, but they tied it up there. They're going to hit level 13 first. Going to get this entire keep wall. And they're going to pull back and get these beacons. So, I don't know why this is showing as blue. Oh, here on the minimap. I think on these new maps, the observer interface is a little bit bugged. I mean, on Warhead Junction, it never shows how many nukes both teams have, which is a bit of a pain. But, okay, now everything's updated, so it's properly showing this is under control of Mayhem. This is under control of the usual suspects. And we're going to see the fire bats picked up for Mayhem. So going to go ahead and pick that up before. Big leyline seal comes down, hits 3, stage dives comes down, hits Brightwing. The crystal comes out on Li Ming, going to save her. Tychus getting awfully low, but Brightwing, separated from her team, manages to goes down from the power slide. But Thrall coming up. Does he have Sunder? He does have Sunder. If he gets a flank here, this could be really, really big. But I don't know the rest of his team is prepared to do that. The power slide comes down on Thrall. Sundry comes down, hits 3, but he ends up going down. Ariel does as well. You know, I feel like had that Sunder come out much, much sooner, that could have resulted in a few kills for the side of the usual suspects. So everyone was very low on the side of Mayhem, but yeah, if you give teams time to heal up and get their cooldowns back, yeah, that's your window of opportunity is kind of seized shut there, or slammed shut, I should say. So we see the second Zerg wave of the game going to Mayhem, and their Zerg wave is going to push in the bottom. Meanwhile, they're deciding to 5-man push top, and it looks like they're probably going to get the top keep. Yeah, it's not being defended at all by the usual suspects as they are down here dealing with the Zerg wave. Which I think is a bit of a mistake. So this top keep absolutely going to go down. At level 16, almost reached for Mayhem. So things definitely looking good for them. So the chase is on here from usual suspects, but no, they're deciding to back off. Which I think is smart. Yeah, they're down a talent tier, and no one really all that low on the side of Mayhem. So, major party bush situation happening here. The power slide comes in on Li Ming. Crystal Aegis comes down, and it's going to save her. So great play there by Archimedes on Ariel. But in comes the drill. The silence comes down. Brightwing ends up falling. Thrall falls as well. And only one of the little Chen Panda pals died. I believe you have to kill all 3 to kill Chen. So Chen is going to live. So 2 down on the side of the usual suspects. Mayhem decides, let's get the boss. And something I don't know about this boss is they're always pushing the lane that's the healthiest for the other team. I don't know if it works the same way as the Zerg wave, where it just kind of alternates, or if it's always going in the lane with the healthiest structures. I'm not sure about that. Oh, let's see here. This interface is not showing me which way it's going to go, but it looks like it's going to go into the bottom lane. So it's going to go push against this keep. And should Mayhem choose to push with this, and I expect that they would, they have a talent tier advantage. And they don't necessarily have the heroic advantage, but I think they could easily push with this boss and take the keep. But they're setting up a party bush situation. Johanna comes over to check the bush. And because that is the exact person you want to do that, she is going to survive. Going to use her Iron Skin to juke all of the CC. So Johanna able to spring that trap there. So we're knowing going to go down on the side of the usual suspects. But I'm not including the keep in that because that keep is definitely going down. So stage dive comes down from ETC. But the Sundering comes down, hits 5. And oof. So the crystal comes down on Johanna, going to keep her alive for the time being. Meanwhile, this drill is doing so much work. Johanna in some trouble, going to back off, going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, the root comes down. The root and the power slide hits 3, 4. That is game. That is game. Those roots from Malfurion absolutely sealed the deal. The roots into power slide into everything. Very, very nasty combo by Mayhem. And that is going to be GG. So yeah, I'm not sure which team didn't have the portrait synergy, but if it was Mayhem, it didn't matter because that was absolute domination. So I mean, there's some people who think that map is very snowbally. I think whoever kind of gets off to the early lead just kind of snowballs from there. I'm not sure if it's the changes from Blizzard to make the earlier Zerg waves a little bit weaker, or if it's just that people have figured out the map, or what. But I mean, the map doesn't seem to be all that snowbally anymore. I mean, we saw a pretty early domination from the usual suspects. They were able to keep everyone off of the beacons. They were able to charge the first set 100-0. But then weren't able to win the late game. So, I mean, I really started with the invasion of that Firebats camp. Yeah, it was the Firebats. By Mayhem, they invaded that camp. They ambushed the other team, got some kills, and that got them some momentum. Gave them the XP lead, gave them talent tier lead, I believe, and they were able to snowball it from there. But yeah, very good game. Very well played by both teams, and congratulations to Mayhem on their victory. So I will be casting a couple more matches tonight. I'm doing. Let's see here. When does my second match start here? But let's mark Mayhem as the winner. Gotta make sure I mark the correct team as the winner, lest I create any big issues. So the next match is going to be Bad Rats World Championship Finals versus Uncle Esports, and that's going to be in an hour. So that will be at 6:40 p.m. Pacific, and I hope to see you all for that. So if I could speak, that's going to do it for me for now. But thanks, guys.